Pero bago natin simulan, alam mo bang isa ang 1xBet sa mga leading betting company sa buong mundo? Kaya naman huwag nang magdalawang isip pa at tumalpak na.
Good luck stopping that. Great pass. Two more for Clark. There's Clark. Clark with another one. This is incredible. Clark fires away. He's taken over to Clark. Splash. Ian Clark owning the fourth quarter.
Last year's grand final series, that man promoted into the starting lineup with the injury to Jalen Adams, and he went bang. And he's gone bang, bang. He is back in the league, the Adelaide 36ers. I chuckle because for 5 days they were trying to pretend like, oh, we want an Ian Clark type, even though he was pretty much almost on the plane. Either way, he's here officially. He's bought the game ball from the grand final series. I don't think he's let it go yet. He took it partying, but he's back. And the man who started it, Liam Santamaria, you said they need an Ian Clark type. Traditionally, that means he knew something was afoot. Yeah, okay. Either way, you start this conversation, so you get first right.
He was the perfect guy to bring in. Those highlights kind of got me a little bit more amped about him coming in. I haven't been watching Vision of Ian Clark, but to see what again and be reminded of what he did last season, he is the perfect signing. Now, they needed two things. Couldn't get them both in the one guy. They needed Ian Clark. They needed a scorer and a great character dude off the bench, and they needed a big solid dude to bolster their defense in the front court. Still don't have that, but in the meantime, this is the perfect signing, and I can't wait to have him back in the league.
Shooter, defender, winner, experience, and executioner in the half court. Mental toughness he's going to provide. He's a passer, he's a creator, he's a leader. They're going to listen to him, right? He's going to rally the troops up. We need to lock up. He's going to challenge them all, and they're all going to follow because he's a winner. And he's definitely coming back to bust Sydney on their asses for not signing him back. You better believe that. So you know what all that means? See you later, Perth. That's going to lock in Adelaide in that 6.
There's a yes or no question around that in a moment. They've actually got, and all those things you speak of is 100% on the money. They've got the actual 100% opposite guy to Craig Randall, the guy who's going to fit in and play the role of which CJ Bruton wants him to play, right?
From a personality
point of view.
Talent.
We know how talented both those guys are, right? But from a personality perspective, which was when I said a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if I'd bring in another import. Because if they got the guys, Dribbick's playing really well. Really well. They got some guys, like Antonius Cleveland Monday night was incredible. And defensively, they actually locked down the last 4 or 5 minutes, which is something they've had issues with. But he's the right. You called it. You got the right guy in, and now it's up to Adelaide to open up the checkbook in the off season. We all got excited about it. To just stand up and deliver and have a real crack at this, because there's no excuses now.
No excuses. Now, they've still got, they're still a little sometimes stagnant offensively. It's a little bit individual, and some teams manage to slow them down. But Ian Clark adds a guy who can create off the bounce in those sort of situations and get his own shot, can facilitate. He's going to help Robert Franks. He's going to help those guys, Kai Sotto inside. And also, he's all those things, but he's also a really good defender. And that's when they're at their best. We saw it last night in that win, when they lock down and they can get out and running. So they are going to have some fun from here on out.
And this traditionally happens when you have a really, a really good 6 or 7, right? Like guys, deeper players, and we've seen it with Sydney last year. Guys who traditionally don't get a lot of burn play really well. Harris was great last night. He's got a great deal of energy. Marshall, we know, is really talented, came in and played well. So you see those guys who go in and have the confidence as 8th, 9th or 10th, deep bench players actually come in and play meaningful minutes, which they did against the JJs. That's why Sydney were the champions last year. We knew how good they were. Their 5 or 6 were elite, and then guys like Sean Bruce and Glover and these guys showed that they can do it in major movements. So I like it. Congratulations to you, Liam. You're the next star GM, but now you might be the head of imports as well.